So I'm John Hodges-Koppel.
And I'm Ann Hodges-Koppel.
And we've lived in the house for, what about?
Since 96.
Since 95.
95 late.
Yeah, we've been in 95, so been here a while. And the kitchen was, I guess it had a little bit done to it by the folks who were here before us, but a lot of the stuff was pretty old.
Yeah, 100-year-old house.
Right.
But it had basically a little bit of work done, but not a whole lot of work done. So we were still dealing with a lot of original issues in this kitchen.
That was a little bit cramped. One of the things we did with the project was to push out one of the walls just a little bit. So we got a bit more room, a bit more light. We added some windows. So it really looks like a totally different room, but I think it still fits in well with a 100-year-old house. It doesn't look out of character, which was something that was important to us.
And that was one of the issues that Doug gave us the most help with, I think. Among the many great things he did was when we did have to push out this wall, initially that was quite a subject of concern, and everybody was scratching their head about it. But Doug is always this kind of guy that goes, "We'll figure something out, we'll figure something out." And he sure did, and he found the right guy to help him figure it out. And one of the things I love about Doug is that just when you're starting to get anxious about a problem, he's like, "Hey, don't worry about this. We're going to make this happen." And I have a feeling Doug goes home and worries about it, but he wants you to know that it's all going to be good in the end. So this problem
he said from the start, with a 100-year-old house, you're not even going to know what you're dealing with till you open up the walls, open up the floors. And that was a good example. So he ended up having to go to an engineer, get a steel beam designed and then fabricated, because the original wood framing wouldn't have supported what we wanted to do. That only took like 2 days. Got that done in 2 days.
He knows who to talk to.
Yeah. So that was.
Another great thing about Doug Marlowe is that he really treats his work not as a job, but I think as a vocation. I really think he's into the sort of the art of it. He stripped this kitchen down to just the bare wood. I guess you call it down to the studs. So like this, and he would just look at the wood and look at this wood, and this is 100-year-old wood. And he's a craftsman. He loves to craft of working with homes and wood and how it's all kind of come together. But it just was neat to see someone that excited about his work, and that he was invested in it in a sort of artistic way, not just a here's the job kind of way.
Yeah, he showed as much pride in the quality of the work as we did. I think he was as interested in making this great as we were. The example I like to use is the tile we ended up using. God forbid we should go out and buy regular standard tile. So this was, what was it, hand?
It is
like
fire-glazed, farm-hand, very eco-friendly, California, wanted to do very green kind of things, and Doug went with it. He was very
right. But as a consequence, it doesn't. Every tile is different, and so they're not standardized. And so his subcontractor, who was a great worker, when he first put it up, you could see a little bit of wave to it, and we kind of had Doug come in and look and go, "Oh, this won't work. This won't work." So we got the guy back. He explained to him how you have to do it to make it look neat. By adjusting things in the grout, and so now it looks fabulous. But he was as interested in making that perfect as we were. So that was important.
One of the among the many impressive things about Doug Marlowe and his work is, in addition to all the attention to detail and sort of his passion for the work, he cleans up after his work every day. Every day he cares. He put up special plastic when it was time to do the floors to protect the rest of the house from the dust. He really thinks about what kind of home do I want to go home to tonight, so what kind of condition do I want this house in when they come home tonight. So he's just very neat. We've had good work done over the years by very good people, but nobody has ever cared as much about the neatness of the work site when the work site is left on a given day than Doug does. And that's, I think, a pretty terrific plus to someone who's already
so real carefully to kind of sequence the work. because he knew we were still living in the house and needed to, you know, have a
Right.
functioning, you know, not so much a kitchen, but an ability to, you know, have food and clean up. So he must have moved the refrigerator, you know, 3 times throughout the thing. Oh, well, you know, now I'm going to work on this section, so we'll move the refrigerator over here, so you
Right.
still have it.
Right.
And that was, and that wasn't a labor for him. I mean, he saw that as part of what you do.
Right.
Is, you know, is helping us, you know, still be able to function as a family while all this work's going on.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, we kind of couldn't really be happier than how this all turned out. And on top of it all, just to work with such a nice guy, you kind of pinch yourself and go, wow, this is great. We love this.
And this is that's the 3rd project we've worked with
Yeah.
Doug on. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
we're happy about it. He did, you know, our back deck. We did the front porch.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been able to count on him for a number of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.